We have a choice. We have a choice not to fuck that woman, which we should exercise more. Stop sticking your dick in crazy. Protect your seed. As our reader says so many times, our Aunt Shalana Shawty, protect your seed. Stop fucking crazy, motherfucker. Keep yourself away from crazy bitches.
But
I am.
you know what though? You don't know they're crazy until you do smash.
Oh, I can tell you how to pick out the crazy. I fucked enough crazy bitches. I can do it for you, my guy. I can give you all the signs. That bitch believes in tarot cards or witch shit. Don't fuck with her. The bitch crazy. If the bitch ain't got no job, the bitch crazy. Don't fuck with her. If the bitch eyes move a little funny, don't fuck with her. The bitch do drugs, don't fuck with her. See, it's real easy. My nigga, I got a whole list for you because I done fucked them all and Jalen drove me crazy. So I'm telling you right now, you can stay away from these crazy bitches too if you subscribe to me. I'm telling you right now.
I'm gonna have him smash him first, and then I'll take
Nah, don't smash him at all. Leave that crazy pussy where it is. Let that crazy bitch die alone. Crazy bitch. You know how many crazy motherfucking women I stuck my penis in? It's ridiculous.
Damn.
I should be ashamed of myself. And you ain't seen crazy like I seen crazy.
Damn.
Cokeheads, alcoholics, all of them. I fuck them. I fuck them for you. You don't have to fuck them. You don't want it. Trust me.
Woo!
Oh shit! What name you want to go with? Archnemesis.
You said what?
What name you want to go with?
What you mean?
For the podcast, we don't call each other by each other's names. We call each other by nicknames. Like here, I'm the writer. So what do you want to be called?
Archnemesis. You said either Archnemesis or Nemesis. It don't matter.
All right, I'm going to go with Archnemesis. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Everyday Black Men Podcast, a podcast of authentic black male thoughts. I'm Riker. I'm joined by R. Reed, Armstead, no DJ All Might. Sham also couldn't be with us this week, unfortunately, but we do have both the special guests of the writer and Archnemesis. Follow us on Twitter, the EVYD Black Men, Instagram, Everyday Black Men, and the Everyday Black Men Facebook page. And Archnemesis, I think you had someone who had a special message for people who are against Kevin Samuels. If you could just have her repeat that one more time, I just think that's really what we should probably start the podcast off with.
Yeah, what I think of Kevin Samuels is I think he made some excellent points. And my theory is when somebody is saying something that is beneficial to you, then you need to take that and learn from it. If they say something that you don't agree with, then don't worry about it. I mean, just keep it moving. Don't subscribe to it. But you don't have to bash them just because it was one thing or maybe many things that you didn't like about them, like what he said or whatever. It's just like, you know what I'm saying? If he's saying something that's beneficial, it's like, you don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. You want to just dog him out because it was one thing or maybe more than one thing that you didn't like about him. But there was something that, really caught your attention. So use that and you know what I'm saying? And if he's saying something that you don't subscribe to or you don't like or whatever, then don't worry about that. I'm not going to do that. I didn't like what he said or whatever, but I'm not going to bash this man. It's just like, you chew the meat and you spit out the bone and you keep it. And the other crazy thing to me is this. When a lot of women, they say they want to have equal rights like men. They want to be equal to men. But why do y'all want to be equal in the grimiest area? Like the worst behaviors of men. If a man is promiscuous and, he all over the place, why do y'all want to up him on that? Why do y'all want to have a higher body count than a man? Like that's the worst behavior. Why do y'all want to emulate that behavior? Where are the female Martin Luther Kings, the female Malcolm X's that's talking about some real stuff? And, it's always like when the feminist movements first started, the first thing they wanted to do, we're going to burn our bras. I thought you wanted like equal pay and all this kind of stuff, but it's crazy. It's gotten off track. I think it's been a lot of these movements, they get infiltrated by other forces or whatever, and they got a different agenda, and it just it's just out of whack.
We really appreciate your thoughts. That was a huge weight, but that weight was a good weight. That was profound what you said right there.
Dang, I ain't know you had all that to say. You didn't say all that the first time.
Oh, I know, but I couldn't remember what I said.
Way better. This was way better. Archnemesis mother, we thank you so much. That's wisdom right there, everybody. Man, if y'all didn't get any of that, man, there's something wrong with you.
And then we talk to women, they say, "Oh, you old fashioned."
Oh, the modern day women don't like traditional women at all.
No, they don't. They think we are.
Woo! Yeah, that was it, man.
Of course not. It's too much like right.
Yeah, it's too much like right. We really do appreciate it. We really do, man. We really do. We can go ahead. We're going to start off this episode continuing with what we just had or whatever it is that y'all end up hearing of that after I cut it up. But the big thing here is like Kevin Samuels, unfortunately, has passed away at 56 years old. And some people were unsurprisingly very happy about that news because there's always going to be some bitter people. But for
Haters.
other people, they are grieving right now. They lost a mentor. Some people looked at him as he was an uncle. Some people looked at him as a brother. Some people looked at him as like a spiritual father. Now, I think spiritual father might be going a bit far, but I do think when it comes to the other things that people were looking at, it makes a lot of sense and definitely something that is important. But when looking at, some of the discourse around this, you have some people who are very dissatisfied by this and don't like everything that's going on. And you got other people who are very saddened by this, situation. And you got some people who honestly are very happy because they don't have to have someone holding them accountable for their actions or their like or dislike of all things that are green or blue or shiny or new. But what are some of your thoughts as far as the Kevin Samuels situation? Do you think he left a legacy?
He definitely left a legacy, man. There's a lot of people that their eyes are open now to a lot of shit that's been going on. A lot of shit that's been going on.
The main thing is he spoke up for a lot of people who didn't want to say things themselves because he didn't want to, or particular people didn't want to offend women. Remember, and it's not just black women, it's women of all races. Unfortunately, black women are the main ones that called in, but he wasn't speaking of all black women. He was speaking of specific black women, which is why I don't understand why a lot of black women got upset with him when he wasn't even talking to a lot of them or talking about a lot of them.
No.
I think that there's going to be a void because he took that space, or he created a space to where we can talk about very tough topics, but at the same time, kind of move the conversation. Well, actually, he did move the conversation forward, even though people disliked it. He moved it forward. He shared awareness on it, or he actually put forth awareness on issues so that we can try to address them. And I know with men, and especially from my perspective, he helped me view the world as it is and helped me now be aware of it so that I can navigate it properly to get my goals accomplished. And I think he did that for a lot of men, because one of my actually like shining episodes wasn't necessarily him tearing up a woman. It was him tearing up a man. And when he tore up that man, he was like, dude, you're this, and this. If you're trying to get this angle, you got to change what you're doing, bro. And he's like, look, you gotta be realistic about what you're trying to get to. And I was like, that's great and humbling. And, he did it to both men and women, just, people emphasized on the women more. And then the women got into their feelings, got offended. And that's where they're harping in after him. And like, there's a huge void in the world because of his presence and his voice. And I'm curious to see what's going to fill that void.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. I think there's going to be a void there. Lead Attorney had a pretty good live stream out. I mean, Lead Attorney's live streams alone, don't let me get y'all wrong. It's normally 3 hours, sometimes 4 hours. He's been covering that Amber Heard, Johnny Depp trial very well. On his last one, he had Pocket Watching with JT and several other like really big channels that were just kind of talking about how they got to know Kevin, and you're finding out things like Lead Attorney at first was afraid to call Kevin, and he didn't actually like the last thing that they did together because he was like, I felt like like Kevin changed his entire program for me. But then when it came out and he saw how successful it was, he was kind of blown away. I think part of that was just kind of how that all shook out and kind of what happens when you actually know someone as a friend.
It's a huge loss, man. There's a hole. And no one will ever be able to fill that void in a particular way to 100% fill it. It will be filled by other things, but to fill it exactly as how he did it, there's never a duplicate. There is never a duplicate of another human being. Even twins aren't duplicates. Personality is different, man. That all I can really truly say is R.I.P., man, and thank you. I don't think most people actually would say that, but Kevin Samuels, I'm putting it out there. The writer is saying thank you, bro. We appreciate you for all of you done, but helping us with our awareness so that we can move on with life and hopefully make a better judgment decisions in life.
I hope y'all all got it out. Y'all got it all out. Y'all good. Everybody got out.
I think we all got a chance to get it out. Go ahead, Black Libertarian. Take it in a completely left direction like normal.
Kevin Samuels didn't go hard enough.
He ain't go hard enough. He did.
He didn't go hard enough. These despicable women folk we have here. Someone's got to deal with them. I think it's time we have somebody fill that void properly. I mean, he did a great job. I love some of the stuff he said, you know. It was like a good entryway into the world of understanding that women are on that fucking bullshit. But I think really, what's really going to solve the problem is we really open up the conversation and start saying, hey, some of these women are nothing. They're nothing. They shouldn't even exist. They're nothing people. There's no saving them. We should abandon their existence and get rid of them out of our entire black culture. I mean, if the goal is to make black people better, to make black society better, then we got to get rid of some people. Everybody can't come with you, you know what I'm saying? And I think he didn't go hard enough in that area because some things just got to get said, man, you know? Now, I am gladly willing to take over the mantle if people are finally willing to listen.
Okay, so this is what it's all leading to. This nigga think he gonna take over Kevin Samuels' 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. slot. That's really what this is.
No, that's not what this is. Okay, bro, you can ask R. Reed. I've been waiting for a time to really.
You can't do it, bro. You ain't got the finesse he got.
Let people. Doesn't need finesse. This isn't a finessing issue.
I mean, to get women
This
to
time,
accept your viewpoint, you
I
do
don't
need
give a
finesse.
shit what a
And
fucking dog accepts.
there's honestly more women who agree with him that we're talking about.
I
Most
mean,
women
that's
agree
true.
with him, but they're not
I
gonna
think
say
there's
it.
a lot of traditional women that agree, and I think there's a lot of even non-traditional women who agree with, all right, what do I have to do to get the kind of man that I want? And it's like, I mean, hey, that's really all most people wanted to know is, hey, if you want a guy, we got plenty of guys for you. Here's one, there's another one. You know, it's one of those things. But, bro, you got to have some level of additional tact there, libertarian, formerly known as black, because a lot of times you just be like, fuck you for having ovaries. And it's like, bro, you can't start out the conversation with fuck you for having ovaries. Like you gotta
Oh, I
wind it
never
back a
said
little bit.
I never said fuck you for having ovaries. I've said there's been a massive misstep in our gender growth. Black women in the black community have totally disregarded our existence, our growth. I mean, they're the ones raising these boys, right? They're single homes, right? They're the ones committing these atrocities, raising these fools, and they've done a terrible fucking job. Why can't I say they've done a terrible fucking job? I have to put it in fucking roses and petals. I know it's Mother's Day. Y'all have
No,
done a
no one's
terrible job.
saying that we're gonna put it in roses and petals. And it is ironic that you would say this on Mother's Day. What we're simply saying, and as Reed was trying to tell you earlier, is that you have to have some level of understanding that it doesn't matter how great your message is if no one wants to hear it.
Let me tell you something. It's going to come a point where this pusillanimous bullshit going on in this society is going to come to an end. We're going to go to war or something and all this fucking, oh, you need to talk like this and have this kind of temper when you talk. It's going to end because those type of people are going to be fucking murdered, okay? They're not going to be here, all right? It has to stop at some point. We got to stop being fucking pusillanimous, okay? I'm sorry. It just has to. Somebody's got to be rough here. We're men. We're not fucking bitches. We're not metrosexuals. We're fucking men. Men are
Yes,
dirty.
but doesn't
They're
mean that
nasty.
we have to use less tact when talking to women.
That doesn't need to be. This is what I'm talking about. You're capitulating to the needs of a
You're not
fucking woman.
capitulating whenever you tell anybody anything. You have to do that because
No, you
you're
don't.
not. Yes, you do.
No, you don't.
Go ahead.
God forsaken, somebody died. You know your mama just fucking died. Like that's not how you do it. You're
What
like,
do you
yo,
mean
bro,
that's not how you do it? All this shit is made up. It's all ridiculous.
that's not how
You're
you
just
do
stuck
it.
in. You're
Compassion
stuck
and
in a
emotions
chamber.
matter.
You're stuck in a chamber of
You're talking about
foolishness.
how the world should be. We're talking about how the world is. Which one you want to do?
I want to talk about what we're going to change the world into. I don't give a fuck how the world is.
Kevin
Fuck this
Samuels didn't
world as
change
fuck.
anything. He just started a conversation that we didn't have. That's what
Yeah, and now
I was
the
saying that to.
conversation. Now it's time to take that conversation to the next level, right? We have the conversation. People are listening now. Now it's time to beat them into the fucking ground until they understand. I'm
You assume
sorry.
that some of these women are savable. Some of them won't be saved.
I just said that we have to cut
Say
off.
he just said that, but the problem is if the women who are not savable are super fine, I'm sorry, a lot of niggas is not going to pay attention to what you're saying. Even Archnemesis is looking at you right now, like, look, man, if the girls is super fine, if she like a Beyonce making good type, sorry, I'm gonna have to go talk to her.
I
And
mean,
And
we're
that's
not saying don't
that's a
talk to them. That's
weakness
a
in you as a
misconception.
man.
That's a
That's
misconception. We're not saying don't talk to them, but never put them in a position where they can get power over you. Don't get them
no,
pregnant
no, no.
and don't marry
Don't
them.
talk to
correct,
them. No, don't
correct.
talk to them. Don't have sex with them. Ignore them.
I'm
Let
never gonna tell a nigga
them
what to do with his dick.
First and
But hey,
foremost,
bro,
weren't you the one like 10 minutes ago talking about how you love ratchets and ratchet women are some of the best for you?
bro,
Well, we're not
I
gonna
went
bring up
to
that
sex
point.
therapy. No, time out. I went to sex therapy and got my shit figured out. Okay, I got my shit figured
So
out.
you're
Okay, and I
saying
got a better
you're
understanding.
forever renouncing ratchet women.
Yes, yes, I am.
You're a better
And,
man than most.
I don't think I've ever delved into ratchet bitches like that. So I don't know. Most
And look,
niggas talk to
all
black girls with ratchet tendencies.
I want one.
all
I want to experience one. I want one. Just one. I just to say
oh,
I
I can
did.
give you a number. I can
Bro,
give you a
you
number
ain't
too.
you ain't trying to have ratchet women, the writer. You like things done in an orderly fashion. That is
Wants
not
to
how
fuck
ratchets operate.
ratchet women.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, hey, I'm just saying, man, in order to live life the fullest, you got to experience some new things. I'm not saying I want to keep doing it over and over again. I don't want to be consistent, and I just want to try one.
You might like
All
it,
I'm
bro.
saying is, bro, we can't keep living like this, bro. We gotta shut it down.
Actually, we
We can't
can. We
say
find the good ones and leave those hoes alone and keep them away from you.
that's
You
my
move into
point.
black
That's what I'm
communities.
saying. That's what I'm saying. I just said that.
But I wasn't listening to you. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was over here, like,
I was I was listening to you, but it didn't sound like
I didn't hear that.
this was the direction that you were going in. But okay, all right. So you're saying
Yeah,
basically
because
leave the ratchet.
when I started listening, he was talking about how you should say it to them. I'm like, they should know, but they should also be aware of their choices. It's kind of like abortion. Like we keep telling people it's a clump of cells, but don't expect sympathy from a clump of cells when you lose a baby versus when you abort a baby. Which one is it? Like which one is it? Like,
Well, that's not even where you needed to go. But since we're going
what?
into this topic, which was the next topic on the list anyway, you can't tell men y'all don't get any choice in abortion, and then Republicans about to take your choice of abortion away from you and be like, "Man, aren't you going to say anything?" It's like, well,
Wait,
is it
wait, wait,
our
wait,
baby?
wait,
Is it
wait.
not our
No,
baby?
stop that. It's not Republicans. It's the courts. They
Well,
are
yeah, but the
conservative
courts
leaning
are
judges.
exactly. But who put these
No,
conservative
no, no, no,
leaning
no, no,
judges
no, no,
in?
no, 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 no. It's
Obama.
Republicans. Republicans stack the court so that they can
How
make these
long?
decisions.
Oh,
Let's get it straight.
The court wouldn't be stacked if it wasn't for the Democrats thinking that Hillary was going to win, and for RBG not
Agreed.
Okay,
showing her hubris.
Agreed. And LBJ is
yeah, yeah.
one
RBJ,
RBJ
big
is a
factor.
piece of shit, and any
It,
woman
it,
who supports her any
they don't
point in
know
time
her.
going forward, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah,
Because
it's,
RBJ refused to resign when Obama told her, "Hey, you're getting old. I heard you got cancer," and she was like, "I'm gonna live forever."
she knew she had cancer since 2008.
Exactly. That's what I'm
They're
saying.
not getting rid of abortion though. They're just passing the laws to the state. The
No,
judicial
sir.
branch
They
does not make
they
laws.
are effectively getting rid of abortion.
No, they're not.
That's
That's
a
not what's
narrative.
happening.
no. So here's
They're
what they're
not
doing. Here's
That's
what
a
they're doing.
narrative. That's
They
not
are
what
that,
they're doing.
rescinding Roe v. Wade, and what that does is it allows states to actually make laws legislating the complete
Right. And that's perfectly
so,
fine.
what you call it,
so
denying of or basically illegalizing abortion, meaning states can say abortion is illegal 100%. You cannot do it. Period. Point blank. And it is now no longer against the law. That's
the
what they're. That's,
Democrats had 7 years to put legislations and multiple super
Not just
majorities.
not just not just not just several years. Democrats thought that this was untouchable and that Republicans never would stoop to this level. And it's
They've
like
been
you
saying
don't
that.
know conservatives
Correct.
at
They've
all.
been saying that. They've been saying that for years that they were
Judicial,
going to get rid
the
of it.
judicial branch does not make laws, bro. Keep saying this a hundred
Correct. But
times.
in the Senate that's the thing of the Senate. They put these on the judicial branch. These it's like a couple of them, like gay marriage, all this shit. They could have passed laws, but they never did it. They never did it because they threw everything to the court. So Senate didn't have to work. The Senate should have been did this. If they want abortion to be legal, they should have been done it. But they didn't do it. So this is really you could say Democrats' fault, but I mean Republicans' fault, but the Democrats never do anything. And I guarantee I'm asking people this. If they get the majority and they win in November, which they won't, do you think they're gonna do it? Because did they pass your
Well,
student
no,
loan debt? Did they give you your child?
no one is saying that Republicans don't get shit done. We've always said the Republicans are the party of getting shit done, and Democrats are the party of whining, bitching, moaning, and complaining. But what we're saying here is, it is the Republicans who are going to be making this change. It was the Republicans
Well,
who
who voted for Republicans? The people like Republican social
that's the
ideas.
point that we always try to tell black women is all your white friends are not the people you think they are.
And they won the Trump vote that twice. They wanted the white women passed it. They helped Trump last vote. They did it twice. These white women are lying to you. They don't they don't give a fuck about that shit because they got money. Either way it goes, money gonna change everything when it comes to abortion. God damn that bitch.
Just look at them, bro. You got to let it go, bro.
I mean, bro, you know how I feel about Roe v. Wade. If y'all really want it, then pass the laws on your local and state
I
level. And if the
ain't talking
federal
about
law
that.
Whoa,
wants to
whoa,
pass,
whoa,
do
whoa,
it.
whoa, 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 sir. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Don't be talking about this road to California we gotta make for all these women who are getting knocked up these days. Don't be talking about
Oh,
that.
I mean, bro, if y'all want to address abortion law, then we gonna really address abortion law. Like, let's do it. I'm
I
I
down.
don't have a
mean,
problem with abortion. I want to be clear.
I
I don't
don't
have a
either.
problem with
Do
abortion.
what you
I
want to
have a
do, but
problem
well,
with
no, no, no,
Planned
no. We have a
Parenthood.
problem with second and third trimester abortion. But yeah, first trimester, do what you do.
No,
oh,
no,
he
I'm a
probably don't care
libertarian. I
about
don't give
second
a
and third.
fuck what you do. I have a problem with what I have a problem with is that
Man don't
they're
get a choice.
attacking black communities. I don't like that. Planned Parenthood
Oh, they don't
completely
want to have that
like
argument about what planning here really for. They're really look at the census data of how the percentage of what we are. There's something wrong with how we're growing and not growing because we've been at that 10, 12, 15% forever.
and this all leads us back to getting our men in
Yep,
control and
12%.
getting these women together, bro. See what I'm saying? It all comes full circle. You don't gotta listen to me. Act like I'm fucking crazy. That's fine. I'm okay with that. Because I've been crazy my whole life. But you ain't gonna sit here and act like this shit ain't coming full circle. You gotta stop fucking these crazy, stupid bitches. And we gotta get rid of them in our society. Y'all may not
Women
like
do
the way
what
I
men
say
allow. That's what it is. And
it.
black
Exactly.
men been
So
allowing too much bullshit.
exactly. That's my point. Thank you. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry. It had to be said. It
Well,
is
it's not
correct.
really a what black men allow kind of thing. We don't control these judges or these courts or any of these other things, but we could. I mean, again, y'all really need to be looking at your local elections, especially if you're in DeKalb County. There's plenty of black men who are capable who are on the ballot, and I'm sorry, we got to start voting for these men to write these things because y'all keep saying y'all just gonna trust and leave it to white women, and we see how that's worked out. But I think to a certain extent, it's going to have to get bad before people realize that your power comes from voting as a block. So maybe when you start seeing your friends getting trapped with babies and the new laws of Republicans write all say they don't give a shit about rape, they don't give a shit about incest. Maybe then y'all will actually be like, you know what, we should vote in some people who actually are going to be fair. But you also have to understand that this is going to change the entire pendulum because these candidates are not going to be super pro-choice, do what you want. They're going to have accountability and tangibles in this, and it's not going to be women that are going to get in there and make these changes. Unfortunately for y'all going to have to come back home, and home is where Papa is. So you can go ahead with whatever bullshit that you want to believe, but at the end of the day, it's going to have to be men that once again have to sort out women's bullshit.
Yeah, and we should be very careful with men you talking about voting for because they might be in there for an agenda that ain't the black agenda.
Well, I mean, that's the other thing is y'all have to realize, like, we're not just gonna be voting for somebody who gets up there and says that they won't do something. Like, black men are demanding tangibles. So if this person ain't pro reparations, if this person isn't pro, tax law changes, as we discussed with the Black Libertarian, original architect of the Black Tax Plan, then y'all probably not gonna get no votes because we're not coming out to vote with y'all. We want tangibles. And if you're someone up here who's just like, I just want abortion right backs, all right, well then go move to California. Like they're going to enshrine it in law. Go move to California. Go pay them high ass prices. Go deal with a land that's full of Hollywood. And you talking about complaining about you in LA and you can't find a straight nigga who's not a gangbanger. But hey, you said you wanted abortion rights and they gave you abortion rights. I mean, at this point in time, y'all got to begin choosing what state you want to live in based on what you want. I mean, do you want no freedom, California, or do you want actual freedom, the South, but don't get pregnant by some nigga that you don't intend to have his kids? Or, I mean, you're just gonna have to make some hard choices. I mean, again, I don't necessarily like it, but because I think the state should have a limited role in any decision, but y'all have continued to let the state be the arbiters of everything. And this is what happens. When you let the state make all the decisions, guess what? The state's going to make some fucked up decisions. But I think we have covered that entire topic.
Yeah, I think I don't. I really want to discuss that further, but I'll actually wait till we get women on here who are really pro choice because
I
that
mean,
would
we
be
can get
interesting.
some pro-choice women on here, but they're gonna be screaming, "Not letting women have things is murder!" And it's like, ma'am, calm
Correct. You're
down.
not having a conversation. You're just repeating narratives. We need you to be a little better than that. Because I saw that shit all week. Don't let men decide women's choices. If y'all don't allow men to make those choices, then y'all won't get what y'all want. I don't know if you looked at the court lately, baby.
Well, it's not even that. Like y'all, women tend to go into property law and other things that have good dividends. Y'all don't tend to go into judicial law. That's why that whole thing where we had like black judges and black district attorney and black whatever, and it was all women in Fayetteville was all such big news. But then y'all looked at the crime statistics down there, and then y'all was like, I don't want to live down there. I could get robbed. It's like, yeah, it's called trade offs. You got to choose. But hey,
those
it
things
is what
happen
it
in
is.
time. Because I think one time Black Libertarian had a plan that
You
we.
think women want to wait for things that happen in time?
I mean, it didn't take that long for Roe v. Wade to get reversed. Just like
You
in,
ain't shit for that.
in a
You ain't
lifetime.
shit for that.
I've been telling. We all knew it was coming. I think I announced that on the podcast last year. I was like, "Y'all know they're gonna get rid of Roe v. Wade." I said
Well,
that.
no. You said Republicans shouldn't touch Roe v. Wade because that's going to radicalize the Democratic base, and who knows what
Yeah,
kind
but
of weird
let me
shit
ask
they're
you
going
a
to be into.
question. Because they think that's going to help them win this next election. And I just don't believe that because tabletop issues are getting crazy out here. Even for people who make a little money, we out
Culture
here
wars,
like, hold
culture
on.
wars, culture wars,
No,
culture wars. Not
I
tabletop.
think culture war, tabletop, dog, I'm talking about inflation. Like, if a lot of people are making more money, right? But things cost
Mm-hmm.
more than it ever has. So some people wanted those babies, but they got them aborted. Those people we're not talking about. We're always talking about the ones who are just out here, abortion is birth control. And those are the people we don't want to call out because they always think it's about rape and incest. But I'm like, I think most people have problems with women who use birth control, we use abortion like birth control. And if you think that's fine, then I think that's where we part. Um, and
I mean, I think everybody gets one. Like Spider-Man, everybody gets one, and then after that, we need to have a harder decision. But it's already pretty bad if you've been in one of them clinics before, and you have all these people crying because they about to make a decision that they know is wrong, but they can't deal with the short-term slash long-term ramifications of it. So then they deal with the short-term ramifications that then end up leading to long-term ramifications because it's a stat game no matter how it goes when it comes to having a child. Like it's one of those things, and you kind of got to accept that. No matter how it goes, this is a hard decision. Abortion is not an easy thing, and a lot of people look at it as, oh, I'm just going to get rid of this and whatever. And it's like, yeah, and then you're going to be sitting here 5 years later thinking about what could have been. But hey, I mean, this is your body, your choice, right? And we've seen how that has taken care of everything so far.
when the government's not making laws, that's just an issue. Like if y'all gonna these things,
Make it a goddamn law. Let the legislative branch do what the legislators are supposed to do. If they really want it done, then make a law. Don't scream at the Supreme Court. It's not the Supreme Court that's the problem. The problem is the goddamn legislative branch doesn't want to legislate, and
Right.
no one's gonna kick in for you. So I'll just finish it for them. That's the end of it. Like there's nothing else to discuss. There's nobody to be mad at except your congressman. I'm sorry.
Well, no. No one to be mad at, but you for trusting white feminists who, at the end of the day, don't give a shit about these things as much as they say they do.
because they have money, they're probably gonna keep the baby, or they'll get rid of it secretly in Mexico.
Exactly. That's the thing about it is for rich people, this ain't stopping no abortions for them. Even for the middle class, it's not going to stop abortions. It's only stopping abortions from your poor ass. And if you want to be part of a Handmaid's Tale fairy because you decided to trust white women, go on ahead. But remember, at the end of the day, these white women voted for all these white men who are making these decisions. And you need to think about that. Like, you need to deeply search in your soul to find out why the fuck you believed white women when they said that, oh, yeah, women's rights, we're going to keep abortion. Knowing damn well most of these women have the kids that they actually have. They not aborting shit. Y'all were aborting shit. And so now y'all are left holding the bag for white women. But as you were saying, man, what did you watch this week, Reed? Reed didn't watch anything.
This week I watched The Staircase on HBO Max, and I recommend it actually. So besides my normal anime watching of Spy X Family, I watched that. I'm going with the English one on this one, so it's gonna take some time.
Me and my brother, I caught up on my on One Piece, of course. Got real happy because I saw Luffy. Well, actually, I ain't gonna break it. I ain't gonna break the greatness for you guys. So I ain't gonna say nothing on it. I also finished watching Ozark, and my God, that show is amazing. I love that show.
Did you see Joy Boy yet? Gear
Joy
Fifth,
Boy?
Gear Fifth Gear.
No, 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 no,
Okay.
no, 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 no. That hasn't came yet. But right now he's fighting he was fighting Kaida and Mama now.
They're still fighting Kaido. That anime is so close to the manga. It is too close to the manga. Lord Jesus, because he's still fighting Kaido in the manga.
Yeah, they just started. Well, Luffy just got to kind of like just now to fight him, and he punched his. He did some new goddamn punch. He just learned his new hockey. So that's what's going on right now. The samurai guys, I believe they died. At least by the way it looked on the show that I watched last night, it looked like they passed. But yeah, it's amazing right now. And I just finished. What's another show I just started watching? That I finished. What the fuck was it? Come back to me. I'll tell you what it is in a minute. I can't think of the top of my head right now.
Okay, cool. What about you, Ryder?
Yeah, I only got really two things that I'm highlighting right now. Again, Halo, but I have a new recommendation for everybody. If you want to watch Halo, wait until the very end. So once they decide that that's going to be the last episode of the season, then you hop on. Because right now they feel like turtle crawling when it comes to the story, and I'm like, let's end this shit. Let's get in really hard. I did finish Star Trek first season, the Star Trek Picard. I liked it. They took too long. So if you're a Trekkie, just know that Star Trek will never ever be the same. They feel like taking forever to get to the final point of philosophy. And then I also watched Doctor Strange. Is that Doctor Strange? Yeah, no, not Doctor Strange. What's that movie again? No, it is Doctor Strange.
Yeah, that was Doctor Strange into
Oh yeah,
the
Into the
Multiverse of
Multiverse. Oh,
Madness.
no, yeah, Into Multiverse of Madness. Yeah, watch that one. Highly recommend that one. It's arguably kind of almost out of all the new Marvel movies, it's on point, and they're really setting it up very nicely for the next Avengers. It's going to be flat out freaking amazing.
Was it better
Anybody
than
who hasn't
Spider-Man?
watched it yet, what? What
Was it
arms?
better than Spider-Man?
Was it better than what?
Spider-Man.
In my
I
opinion, no.
can't.
I didn't think it was that good of a movie.
Well, I didn't get to watch Spider-Man. So, but yeah, yeah, I didn't see Spider-Man, so I can't.
It was just nostalgia if you watched all the other Spider-Man movies up to that moment. It was basically like a homecoming. Because that second arc dragged like a motherfucker in Spider-Man. Whereas for Doctor Strange 2, that thing flew by. I didn't even realize I was in the third arc until I was in the third arc. Whereas Spider-Man, it was very apparent you're in the second arc. Very fucking apparent.
Yeah, I thought, to be honest with you, I thought Doctor Strange was shot like a TV show. It was slow for me, and the story was a little bit garbled.
So,
But, you know.
they told you who the villain was 20 minutes in. First 5 minutes of fill action.
Yeah, but there were things that just didn't need to drag. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but it's just,
Well,
they're,
I know, I was being intentionally vague.
oh yeah, they're part of the story that didn't need to be dragged. And I just also felt like I don't know what happened to the art of storytelling, but it seems that we've gotten off track here a little bit as
No,
human beings.
not us. Marvel had. Well, the problem is some people didn't like this because they didn't feel that it had a Marvel enough story arc, and it's like, so what do y'all want? They're like, oh, well, we want something where like the villain over arc. So you want Guardians of the Galaxy 1, like you want a movie where it's like you have no idea what's going on until the very end of the film, but they give you brief glances of the villain. They're like, yeah, I like that. And it's like, okay, so you're dumb. Got it.
Yeah, no, I didn't want that. It's just I feel like the way the story was told, it could have been told differently. At least
Oh,
I did.
you're certainly right. I mean, you could tell they had to cut a lot of the R-rated footage to make it fit the PG-13.
See, I didn't know that. I didn't know that, and so that kind of explains a lot of what happened with the movie. But I just felt like it was shot like a TV show, like the way the camera moved and everything. But I'm looking at films in a different way than other people, so just kind of ignore what I'm.
No. You get a vote here. You're on the council. You
No,
get a vote.
I know.
You could say I don't like how it was shot. And for someone who may be a listener of ours who is in the movies, they at least can go in with a realistic expectation instead of going in there and be like, this feels like WandaVision Part 2.
It does. It feels like the TV show. I'm not even gonna flex on it. That's exactly verbatim what it felt like, the TV show.
It's funny as WandaVision was one of the best TV shows they produced. But that's neither here nor there.
No, I get it, but it just feels like
No, I'm acknowledging what you're saying,
yeah.
and I'm also taking it a step further because people like to act like Loki was like one of the best things Marvel's ever done. I'm like, Loki was just basically made for people who have ADHD. It just jumped around a lot.
I still ain't even seen Loki yet.
Oh, bro, it's very jumpy, and so there's a lot of people who, I mean, like if you love TikTok, you'll love Loki because it jumps around a lot, but. I mean, that's part of what the series is about. I mean, it's to do with timelines, very similar to this one being about timelines. And also the thing that people should have talked about that, I mean, this is no spoiler, that if you just saw Spider-Man and then you go to see Doctor Strange too. They don't talk at all about what the fuck happened at the end of Spider-Man.
Nor do they talk about what happened at the end of Ten Rings. What is the
Yeah,
explanation? What is that?
they didn't talk about either of those things, and both of those things tie directly into this fucking movie.
Don't it depends on where it happens in the timeline?
No,
I
we're operating from the standpoint of Earth 616. This stuff all
yeah.
happened at Earth
No, no,
616.
no, no. The order, like the Spider-Man thing, was that after Spider-Man and Ten Rings
No,
was
no,
after
this is
Spider-Man?
before because Wanda complains about it. She's like, "It's not. I don't think it's very fair. You mess with the timeline, you're a hero. I mess with the timeline, I'm a villain." And of course, it's not spoiler because they included it in the trailer. If you somehow managed to not watch trailers up to this point, I'm sorry, you're fucked. They literally reference it because Wanda complains about it, and it's like, I mean, Wanda, you know, it's not the same, right? You're not even trying to do it for the same
You
reasons.
sure she
Like
wasn't referring when they went back in time with the Avengers movie though?
yeah, but he didn't know about that. He was dead. Remember?
Yeah, and he talks about being
He
dead.
was.
He even
He
talks about
was.
being dead in this. Like it's
Yeah, he does. He talks about that the whole time, and it's like, yeah, I mean, you can't really say anything to him because people complain. Like it's one of those things where it's like when you watch it, you're gonna be like, y'all got a lot of balls to come up to somebody who saved the known universe and be like, you could have done it differently though, right?
yeah. It's like what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, bro, I would have smacked the shit out of him, but I mean, he a nicer man than me. The moment he said that shit, I slapped the shit out of him. Like, nigga, you know exactly what's happening right now. You gonna bring this bullshit to my table? You
Yeah.
about to knock the fuck out. Or I would have done the other thing that happened, but I mean, I'm not gonna say anymore because that'd be a spoiler. But yeah, I like Doctor Strange too. I also have been keeping up with Spy Family as well as Rising of the Shield Hero. Um, I started Ozark season 3, so I'm like 2 seasons and some change behind y'all. But I
Oh,
really am liking the direction.
it is so
Okay.
good.
I mean, I know
I
it's
say
good,
check it
but
out. Ozark.
oh, you watched Ozark?
Oh yeah, I watched the whole thing.
Okay, yeah. What do you feel about it?
Fuck that storyline.
Damn, nigga, is it that you don't like the story? Or you don't like how it ended?
I don't like how it ended, and I don't like the. Man, I can't say too. Fuck, I can't say too much. I just do
What do you
not
mean you
like.
can't say too much? I mean, this is gonna come out immediately, so don't say too much. But you can
I
say
was
enough.
I was upset the way it ended too. I totally feel him, but I get it.
Is this like Breaking Bad ending?
Yeah,
Um,
bro,
yeah,
it was bad. It
it was
was
really
like, how
bad.
can she? How
Oh,
the
what
fuck
was
she
No,
the
get
stop
away
it.
ending?
with this shit?
Just say it. Just say it.
Yeah,
Hold
I'm
on,
about to
wait.
say, just say it. Like
Hold on.
nobody,
Riker, do you care? Shit. I don't care.
nigga. I told you the whole breakdown for Doctor Strange 2, and you're still gonna see it when it's on a free porn site. So yeah, nigga, go ahead, do what y'all do.
Spoiler alert.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
the
Armstead.
son. In the end, basically, they get away with everything. They get what's her name killed. The chick that so her whole family is dead, including her.
Yep.
Wait. The little upstart, smart mouth little girl.
Yeah,
Yep.
she's dead. Dead. All of them dead. Her whole
Really?
family's fucked.
Oh, her
Yeah,
name was Rose. Ain't it Rose or something like that?
it
Yeah.
ain't
It's like,
Rose. It's something else. Or something like that.
Langmore.
But yeah, Laymore. Yeah, she's dead. Her family's dead.
well, I mean, she didn't have that many people that needed to die for her family to be dead.
Hold on, the whole family died? Even the brother who had nothing to do with it died?
No, he didn't
I
die.
mean, okay.
He's alive. He's in college alive. He's the
Oh,
only
okay. Well, that's
one.
good. That's good. Well, then, cool. I don't
But
care about that. It's Ruth. So you're a close read.
Ruth, yeah.
Bruce Langmore.
But I just don't like how they did it, and I just think it
Do you
got
feel it
really
was too easy for them, or they didn't have to give up anything other than getting Ruth killed and some other people?
no.
I didn't
Yeah, I
I didn't
mean
think
that.
Ruth
Yeah.
deserved the way she got killed. And I didn't think
Did
that.
she get killed by that guy that she pissed off in the 3rd season?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Okay. All right.
Mm-mm.
Well,
So
okay.
the guy that's been chasing and harassing them the whole time.
The gay black guy.
No, it's another dude that's with the cartel.
Oh, one of the
The
cartel
nephew, his
guys.
nephew. She kills
Yes,
the
Okay.
nephew. She murks the nephew,
yeah.
and
Inside of the
his
damn
mother.
building.
Yeah, his mother is who kills her.
Yes, at the
I mean,
end.
that makes sense. Vengeance is a drug.
But what I was talking about was the guy that was chasing them around. She was able to get old girl that she teamed up with to kill them and bury him underneath the pool that they were building in her yard.
They just got away with it, and I mean, I'm happy with that. But I just feel like
It was too
it's
easy.
just it got monotonous. You know what I mean? Like there was no.
Let me ask you this: what is that? It though? Like, is that really gonna be the
Yeah,
That's
end of
that's
it?
it.
it. Yeah, that's it, man. The series over.
The
Oh,
son shot. The son shot the detective, or the yeah, and
yeah.
that's
At
it.
the end,
He shot the gay black guy.
no,
No,
the
it's a white
detective
guy.
was doing crack.
Oh, okay. So something must have happened to the gay black guy.
I don't even know who the gay black guy you're talking about.
Remember the black guy who was dating the first guy that was investigating them when they came to the Ozarks.
Oh,
Remember
yeah, they're
how?
Oh,
dead. Both of them are dead, I think. They're dead.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
Because in the season that I am, he was telling Marty like basically, if you just turn right now, I will help get you protection because there's no protection from the cartel. I'm at the part where the wife or the cheating whore decided that she was going to, and if you've watched Ozarks, you know exactly why I said that. But yeah, the cheating whore decided that she was going to clean the El Jefe's money by investing it in homes. That way, he at least has something that he can give to his kids in the event that he gets killed.
Oh, so
Yeah.
you're at the part where she just bought they just bought the casino on the ocean.
Yes, and they got told that they
Okay.
have to start land laundering money.
I know where you at now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was
That's
Yeah.
saying. The third season because I ended at the same when y'all said it was fire. I watched all the way up to the second season. Then the third season came out, and you remember exactly what time in my life that shit happened in. And then my life got better, and then the fourth season part one came out, and then most recently fourth season part two came out.
who's your least favorite Black Libertarian in that season?
In the third or fourth?
Let's the whole thing.
The wife.
Yeah, the cheating whore,
I like the wife and Ruth.
Wendy Bird.
Wendy Bird and Ruth. I hate both of them. They're
It
both
to
shit.
me it was Wendy Bird and then the daughter. The daughter was just getting on my goddamn nerves.
Oh yeah,
Well, yeah,
and the
but the difference
son.
is the daughter's understandable why she's such an asshole. But the son, their son is too weird. Like I don't think he should have been the way that he was because he was too weird. And then in the third season, they start cleaning him up, like making him have regular hobbies, like getting into the dad's business. It's like, bro, like you were for guns and shit season one. Now all of a sudden you're just like, hey man, I'm gonna be your security detail. I can back you up.
Yeah, it was just. I mean, I appreciated it for what it was. I don't think they should have split up the seasons. I think that was a bad idea
Well, for them,
because you
it's a
kind of
it's
get.
a cost saving mechanism.
Yeah, I get that, but it just kind of threw the story all over the place, and I enjoyed it when I had it, but good.
I think they should at least push one more season. Just one
Yeah,
more.
but at this point in time, Armstead, they don't want to because that would be too much like Ryan.
Just one more. Like she to kill Ruth like that, just it was just
Who's gonna revenge Ruth though? Nobody's left.
the brother.
The
Oh
brother wasn't
no.
going to do that. He didn't want to be in her business in the first place.
It's
After,
either the brother or the girl that she teamed up with.
I mean, the girl that she teamed up with would be a more likely thing, and it's possible they can have a movie.
Did
But
she end up
The
with
chick she teamed
the
up
money?
with,
I think they're gonna do a movie because it's just like all those actors think they're gonna be something big afterwards, but I don't know. You'll learn.
I think Ruth could come back as something big. The only problem is she'd have to have like some bit roles, and I mean, she's gonna have to just take that on the. But we're gonna go ahead and proceed to music. Basically, I watched the video on the weekend and the evolution of his toxic lover thing. Pretty
I
good
watched that.
breakdown.
That was good.
It was wonderful. Like I think the guy really puts a lot of attention and care into what he does, and that's so rare to see nowadays in music because so many people just are trying to make hits, and he's trying to make essentially like a almost like time pieces that are part of a moment. Even him, going back to bringing back synths with blinding lights and all that other stuff. It feels like it's deliberate, and the music videos themselves tell a story of the problem with fame and getting popular, and then everything being so transient, especially when it comes to success and how all those things kind of come into each other. But I
I can
think it
see
was great.
I can see his music now still being played on Grand Theft Auto 25 when that comes
Oh, you mean
Probably.
3025?
out. There you
No,
go.
he means Grand Theft Auto 2221, Grand Theft Auto Infinity.
It's that whole 80s feel, man. I don't know, maybe it's because I'm an 80s baby or whatever or not. It's just the sense, man, and just
He
I
does a
can't.
good job of what he does, man. He understands that to make music, you have to take elements of the past, and that's something that these kids these days they use music for samples, but you need to actually see the things that made this music so great and incorporate those things so that you have music that lasts for the next century. I think he truly is. And I mean, people can hate it, but I don't give a shit. He is probably the closest thing we're going to get to Michael Jackson in this century, because I don't see another
Ooh,
artist that puts the level of detail into their stuff. But go ahead.
You
Stand on
said The
whatever it is you
Weeknd.
got to say.
oh, the weekend.
Yeah, The Weeknd. I think he's the closest thing we're going to get. I don't think he's ever going to rival him in pop stardom, but that was partly because the world just wasn't ready for someone like Michael Jackson at the time he came out. I think if Michael Jackson was born maybe 10 years, maybe 20 years later, the world would have been able to process having a star of his caliber. But like when they showed that time that he went to Atlanta airport and he made the mistake of coming out the regular way, and women literally just abandoned whatever the fuck they were doing. They had to rush Michael Jackson into security booth outlet place and get all the police officers over there. And then the mayor of Atlanta, Maynard Jackson at the time, had to come down to the fucking airport to convince women to leave Michael Jackson so he could get to his entourage and leave. I don't know any star that is ever going to have that level of just notoriety, because literally women lost all fucking control that they had in their bodies, all two strands of it, and
You got to
came
think
through.
also, we have social media and stuff now. So a lot of that stuff is never going to happen because of that, right?
True,
Like a
because
lot
people
of
can
the
live
influence.
vicariously.
Yeah.
But who knows, man?
That-
Maybe the world will surprise us.
Maybe.
I mean, it's possible, right? But probably not.
Anything's possible.
But and I misspelled Drake's name, and I don't give a shit. So you saw earlier this week, a dusty guy came out and was like, "Oh, Drake, Donna's gonna be playing with ghostwriters," and Drake's like, "Okay, cool. That's why I'm gonna go friend your chick, your wife, and then now I'm her BFF." And next thing you know, Drake gonna offer to fly her and the whole family out, and then he's gonna pipe your wife down next to that lake. But how do we feel about this? Do we feel that this guy got what he deserved because he decided to talk shit on the internet? Or should there be some sanctity for talking shit on the internet without Drake coming through and fucking yo?
He said they're playing with kid ghostwriters. That's hilarious.
No, it was a great diss, but the only problem is Drake clapped back harder. Because I mean, first and
Not
foremost, sir,
really.
you may as
It
well
only if
no,
she bite. She didn't bite.
sir. Anytime that a woman accepts Drake's friend request and like, look, you telling me that they in the same house and this nigga didn't tell her, hey, Drake said he sent you an invite. Don't accept that shit.
He
You
said
telling me he
accept
did?
that shit. Because I don't know a nigga alive who wouldn't be like, accept that shit. Get that money. What you talking about?
Well, I mean, I think if it's your girlfriend, sure. I mean, these girls belong to the street. But your wife, that's a little bit different, especially when y'all got kids together.
How much money are we talking?
Drake probably only gonna buy your girl a bag. So I mean, that's not enough money. That's only
That's
25K.
Yeah, that's not enough money.
Exactly. That's not enough money to deal with the years of stuff. I mean, I had a conversation with a friend of mine about that not too long ago, and he was like, I mean, it's just not worth it for you to do that just because it's Drake. And I'm like, I mean, I feel you, but good luck telling that to regular people, because they
Yeah,
gonna see it.
because 25,000. Some people might think about it. It ain't enough for me personally.
I
Hmm.
mean, not when you're gonna have to deal with that. Like that's gonna be the end of your relationship. You know how these courts gonna take advantage of you. Um, that's why hopefully the lead attorney ascends the throne for Kevin in his time slot, because you need somebody who's gonna tell you like these family courts, nigga, they trying to fuck you over as a man. Like don't believe none of that shit that people be talking about. Like, oh, courts are fair. No, the fuck they're not, sir. And
I can tell you all about that.
don't ever call your wife when y'all in the middle of a divorce, because you saw that's what happened to that Asian guy. That's why he's gonna have to pay millions of dollars in child and spousal support, because he wanted to make one phone call and be like, Karen, I understand that we said some things, and this is costing us a lot of money. And instead of doing what was smart, which is, can we go take this mediation? He still said, why'd you fuck them two black guys? And it's like, God damn it, nigga, they gonna play that shit in court, and that is gonna be the thing that is your tomb. I mean, it might be true. She probably did suck off them black guys. And she fucked them. And she let them fuck her in all kinds of positions. But you can't say that shit on a recorded line, nigga. That's just not gonna play out well in court. Even if it's true, which we know it is. I mean, look, dude, it's very simple. It's very simple. Do not marry these modern women. That's where it is. You can take that how you want to take it. I know some people are like, are you saying that women have to be traditional? No, I didn't say that. I just said don't marry modern women. That's all I said. Nothing more, nothing less. In music this week, we had IDK with Simple. It was really short. I only really enjoyed the track with Denzel Curry. I think it's Bags or something. I listen to a lot of music, so I'd be forgetting the names of shit. Dog Food. Damn, I was off, but close. But yeah, Dog Food was decent. Everything else on here, I feel like I'm really tired of Kenny Beats making short ass albums with niggas because the album beats be fire, but it's like, bro, give me more. And then the other thing that came out this week was that Jack Harlow, and as Reed told y'all, this nigga's mid, and that Come Home, The Kids Miss You was trash. Probably
Yeah,
took the throne as the worst album to come out this year. And that says a lot. We're only in May.
Jake is pretty bad.
I mean,
I'm
it's just
sorry.
like, how do you make an album that bad when you had an album that was at least mid before?
I don't know, but that dude, he is really basic. I'm sorry to anybody that's may upset. He's a basic ass dude. He tries, but sometimes trying isn't enough.
Brian should have made his ass go to the booth and go harder. It should have. But he didn't go harder. And that's why we are where we are right now.
Jack Harlow is that white rapper with the Jew fro who makes black women happy because he compliment black celebrities, well, female celebrities every now and then, and that makes him look like he likes black women. But I don't know if I ever seen him with one. But as far as the rapper, he's mid. No, he's nothing. He's not bad. So y'all acting like he's bad, but he's
I mean,
above
no, we're not
average.
saying he's bad. We're just saying like it's a bad album. Like
Oh
again,
yeah, he raps better than a little baby to me.
I mean, what about that little baby on wants and needs, bro? What about baby on wants and needs, bro?
Nah, bro, nah, hold the fuck on.
Little baby is a below mid ass rapper. He got this song called Right On. I was just like, what is this song about?
That song isn't good. That song is not good.
Be on it right on. That
That's,
nigga's he to me, that's the epitome of like a mid ass rapper. He a future with a slightly higher temp voice. I just don't get it. And I don't hate him, but you know, it is what it is.
I mean, you're right about that. It is what it is, and ain't what it ain't.
Yeah, I don't hate him. Like I want him to have more success than ever, but there's nothing special about him. But I want to see how his hype live. If his hype lived, then nigga, more power to you. But they was treating that nigga like he was the next coming of Tupac out of Atlanta. And I'm like, bro, that's hype.
And also, he's not even from
nah,
Atlanta. Y'all
look,
be acting like he from the South. No, he from Oklahoma, right? Or was it
Who?
Ohio?
They said he from the West
Jack
Side.
Harlow.
You know more than me.
Nah, sorry, he from Kentucky. They trying to act like he like South. And it's like, nah, this
Most
nigga from
Atlanta
Kentucky.
rappers ain't from Atlanta, but you know how that go.
Yeah, but he claimed Kentucky too. So I mean, same
Little
thing.
baby claim Kentucky.
No. Jack Harlow claimed
Oh, okay,
Kentucky.
yeah. Jack Harlow from Kentucky. I was talking about Little Baby when I was talking about
Oh, Lil Baby
yeah.
probably from the West, and I mean
I
he.
think he's
I
from
don't
the
know.
West Side.
I think the thing about Lil Baby is Lil Baby was smart enough to figure out an archetype and play into it as hard as one possibly can, and that's something that a lot of rappers do not understand these days.
ATL Jacob.
Metro Boomin, like he figured out like early on like collabs is what's gonna make or break your stardom, and so that's what he did.
yep.
That's what the fuck he did. But let's go ahead and take this bad boy on home. So, MTR played one of the final Kevin Samuels videos after linking it to an initial video of a woman who is the spitting image of a trust fund child. She has gone to all the really great schools, and her dad is very, very wealthy. And her mom was a stay at home mom raising kids. She says that a man making $100,000 is just not enough for her. Her reasoning is that, if you make $100,000, that's like $275 a day. And I mean, what if she wants to go someplace that has a $300 bill and she wants to order the caviar? Like, you're not going to be able to afford that for that day. And, obviously, we don't live in a world where people are allowed to save or have credit cards or any of those things. So, obviously, a six-figure man could not supply her, needs. And so, when she was on the podcast talking to a nigga and he was kind of just like getting her to tease out her views, she then talked about how she's got this brand that no one's ever fucking heard of, and another business that no one's ever fucking heard of, and another one. And due to these businesses, she's been making like $100,000 every year since the age of like 18, and so now at like 25, she's like, I'm in my prime. Like I'm just making tons and tons of money. I've got all these things, so I need a man who wants to go out. And she also has a rule that you have to have a firearm, because what if someone tries to rob us? And they didn't tell us what city or state she's in, but realize if you discharge a firearm, they're going to arrest you at first, and then they're going to figure out from all the footage and any witnesses whether or not they're going to actually take you in. But they are going to arrest you, and that's something that is going to happen. So having all this jewelry on you just kind of makes you kind of look like, a nigger. But neither here nor there. And so she then decided to go on Kevin Samuels' show. And then Kevin Samuels ripped her an entirely new asshole. He was like, why would any man who makes the ridiculous amount of money that you're talking about needing want you? You don't want to be at work, you don't want to stay at home, you don't want to cook, you don't want to clean. Sure, you have money, but if a man is making the kind of money that you're talking about, why the fuck would he care what you make? You having a business doesn't matter because this man is likely in his 40s, which she thought most men hit their buying prime when they're in their 30s, which is laughably funny. But of course, she's a trust fund baby, so obviously she doesn't know what the fuck anything is. But it was just so hilarious to watch her kind of get slowly told that her idealized fetish is not going to happen, and to see her little face as she tried to, wrangle the possibility that she's not going to be able to get a man who's like 30 years old who's making millions of dollars because there's 17,000 other women competing for this guy. And one thing they do that you don't do is they say, I'll stay at home and watch the kids. And you don't have that. So you're kind of going to lose that fight.
And cook and clean.
Oh, yeah. And they cook and clean. Like, you don't want to cook and clean. Well, you can just hire maids. Yeah, I'm sure you could. But why would I want a maid? I mean, maids do good jobs. Don't get me wrong. I definitely want to have a maid in the not so far off future. But at the same time, I mean, there's something nice about knowing that your girl is going to just, come home from a big trip and clean up a room that needed to be cleaned and, do so with a smile on her face. There's something nice about that. It's just, something that you can't get. Even if I could have a maid do the same thing and, elbow grease and the job would be the same level of caliber. It's nice knowing that a woman did this for me without me asking for it. She did it of her own volition. Not because I paid her $200 every 2 weeks. But
the girl's an idiot, so I don't know what was her conclusion coming out of this. Really, the important part, like, what are her thoughts on her own behavior?
well, when she was talking to the broke guy, she was just like, basically like, you're not on my level, because she was talking to a guy on the podcast. And she was like, basically like, I have money, I have all these things. Then when she talked to Kevin Samuels, she saw that having money, having things don't matter for the kind of guy she wants. And then she was like, oh yeah, I think I want to. And it's like, man, you want as many kids as this nigga wants you to have if you want to be in that white position for a long period of time. Because as most of these niggas who have money will tell you, they've got a lot of their assets so locked up. Yeah, you're gonna get a pretty good alimony. But after that, you're gonna have what? Like, he'll definitely find out something with another woman, and you'll be seeing him on Instagram flex, and you won't be able to say anything because you're going to get a nice alimony settlement. And part of that settlement is that this is forever binding, and you're never going to be able to change any of that stuff out. So, I mean, you can play the whole I'll trick this nigga, but you can only do that to men who don't have means. Men of means have always been able to hold on to their means by hook or by crook. But Reed, what do you think?
I saw this woman. She wasn't that cute to be asking those things. So that was about it. I'm just like, she was really
I
average, to
mean,
be honest with you.
yeah, she was like a good 6. And she seemed to be in okay shape, but she wasn't in like legendary shape. And I
Yeah,
mean, I
she
know that
was.
sounds
Yeah, her
like we're
weave was
talking
bad.
about meat, but it's just, well, yeah, but
Hey,
I mean,
can y'all post a
she
picture
look
of her because I really don't know who the fuck y'all are.
okay. Give me 1 second, man. I'll get one for you. Read ad lib.
This bitch just lost her goddamn mind. We need to make sure because she don't really need a man with the way she's saying. And a 200. It was. I remember watching that part saying a 270, a $300 meal. Let me ask y'all a question: how many of y'all had a $300 meal 7 days a week?
I
Hell
have not
no.
had that
Even if I was
experience.
rich and made the money, I'll never do that shit.
I had a $300 meal last year.
Actually, when I do make my money, I still won't be doing that shit. Why?
I had one.
But I want to go back for a second. Like with this woman that we're talking about, how is she different from all the other chicks that Kevin Samuels been interviewing? The only difference is she's a trust me baby. That's about it. Other than that, uh, she goddamn is like she sounds the same as all the rest of them. Like
True
literally,
enigma.
I'm trying to figure out what the difference is. I'm like, no, she's spoiled, which that's the majority of them. Just majority of them don't have money. Two, they have this standard which is unrealistic And she makes that checklist. And in 3, she kind of crazy because when you listen to something and tell her, hey, look, this doesn't work with our reality, she's like, no, well, that's other people. This is not me. I'm special. And I'm like, okay, you meet the checklist of majority of chicks that are out there that are single. And then again, from what I'm hearing, and I'm curious to see this picture, like, she average. Yeah, I'm looking at this picture right now. She's slightly above average. She kind of cute, kind of cute. She's not ugly, but in order to
You
get
know who
that
she looks
badass
like?
bitch, I mean, oh, go ahead. What?
She looks like Brittany Renner.
Maybe the great value version of her. Don't
Yeah, it's the
get me
great
wrong.
value version of
I
Brittany Renner.
hate defending Brittany Renner, but yeah, she's basically the great value version of Brittany Renner. I mean, the thing I would say is that, unlike Brittany Renner, she's not having to go from man to man to man to try and get somebody who's going to take care of her. But at the same time, I mean, just because you got a little bling around your neck doesn't mean that you can't be touched. Even if your guy has a gun, doesn't mean that he can't be touched. Like, you got to stop thinking that you need to be able to go out blinged out everywhere without a huge entourage. And even then, you're going to have to pay these niggas. Like, I don't know. It's just stupid. She gonna fuck up a lot of money with her pseudo hood wannabe aspirations, because that's not the shit that is gonna keep these men going in the direction that she wants them to, which is coming to her. But I think we all pretty much on the same page. Sorry. Last thought, Black Libertarian.
I don't know what difficulty women have with finding a man. Like, is it this difficult to find a man for them? Like, is it?
I mean, it just depends on, who the woman is and whatever. I mean, I know several friends of mine right now that are looking for men, and it's like, well, what are you putting out there? And then you see some of the stuff they putting out there, and it's like, how did you expect to get a man like this? You sound like a hurt feminist. And most of these niggas are not looking for that. And they'd be like, well, you're being sexist. And it's like, no, I'm just telling you what you sound like. I mean, regardless of, people going for or against women's rights or equality, one thing that you can't say is you're not going to be able to say that men aren't specific about what they want.
Do you mind bringing them on here?
What'd you say?
Do you mind bringing the women that you say are looking for a man on here? I'm just
Oh, hell no.
wondering.
Hell no.
Hell
That's
no.
that's
Okay.
not gonna be a productive conversation. Half of it's gonna be RE trolling, and the other half of it is gonna be a bunch of stuff, and you're gonna be like, I see why you're single.
Okay. I would
Or
just. Well, I mean, I hear you, but I just want to see because, like, I just don't believe that anybody can be so obtuse to that degree. You know what I mean? And maybe that's just me being me.
no, that's you being you, definitely, because anyone who's talked to any number of people knows why they are where they are. I mean, it's the same thing for several homeboys. They'd be like, man, why can't I get a good girl? It's like, nigga, you a hoe. And you're not even like good with it. You messy. Can't be a messy hoe. Can't go 50-50 with no hoe. If you want to get a good woman, nigga, you gotta be at least some, like, you gotta somewhat make it seem like you selling the dream. Like, I mean, again, women will fuck you, but women will fuck anything. Just like niggas. If you want to have a good girl, nigga, you gotta actually at least halfway act, Reed might talk all this shit here, but Reed don't be getting into arguments with women 90% of the time. He just looks at them, goes, okay, and then he just continues doing whatever it is he was gonna do before. You don't have the arguments with them. You're not about to sit up there and talk to them about
That's
how
what
they
no
feel
woman
about
don't want
things.
nothing to do with.
Correct.
Okay.
But last but not least, a woman decided to leave her husband of 18 years, which she got married fairly late. She's 50 years old, to become a hot girl. And shit did not go the way that she planned. She thought, oh, my husband, he's so boring. He's so regimented. He wants to do things like this, this, and this. And there's all these guys out there. And then she's like, men need to stop playing games after actually getting out in these streets. All these guys, they just want you for like one thing. And it's like, so you didn't realize that no man is going to want to commit to 50-year-old pussy? You didn't realize that 50-year-old women aren't first in line when it comes to people wanting them? Like, I mean, again, if you're in your 40s, it can, be depending on what they want. I mean, there's some niggas who realistically do not want kids. But if you're a guy who wants kids, you're probably not going to be looking for a woman who's like, I'm in my 40s. That's generally not going to be what you have. I mean, that's not to say that you as a woman can't get someone in your 40s. You can. But you can't be at 50-something and be like, all these guys want one thing. And it's like, man, what did you think? Did you think that niggas was like, I want to, spend the 25-ish years left that you have left in your life, or 35-ish years left in your life with you as you go into a declining health spiral? Is that what you thought some young man wanted? Or did you think some 30-year-old guy who didn't have kids was just going to swoop in and be like, I want you, my lady. Let us go off into the sunset together. No. What you found out is that guys are like, oh, you're 50? Cool. So you let me fuck raw, right? And then you found out that niggas really isn't trying to call you after they smash. You're like, man, that was good. That was a good Tuesday. Hey, man, what's going on Friday, man? Here they're going to be hoes at the club. Let's go down to the club. Like, I don't get why people always think the grass is greener. Like, sometimes y'all need to just stay home with your boring ass husband, living your boring ass regular life, because that may just be the best that you're going to do. Like, that's one of the things, especially for Christian women. They always be like, y'all don't know what the Lord has for me. Nah, sometimes the Lord got nothing for you. The Lord's just going to be like, look, I sent you this guy and 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 this guy. And you turn all these guys down for a variety of different reasons. Well, Lord, they weren't the perfect guy. No. They were good. They were good men. But since you don't want them, now I'm just going to send you dusty dusties and niggas who just want to clap cheeks. And that's going to be it. So you're going to have to tell all those guys no, or maybe you're going to tell some of them guys yes. But that's all that I got for you. I had good guy after good guy after good guy that I sent your way, and you didn't want them niggas. So now it's just bad niggas and blues for the rest of your life. And, people just got to accept that. I'm very much on the Black Libertarian train when it comes to, there's a law of numbers here. Like, there's only so many attractive, willing, and opportune people that you're going to meet in a lifetime. And if you're at 50 years old, it's not going to be many of those people at all. But what do you think, Black Libertarian?
I have any words for these people. I am so lost. I'm so lost because I just feel like we can't be in a society where people are this fucking stupid. But maybe we can be.
I just wonder who made them believe that. That's my question. Who made them believe that? That's what I'm saying. Where's
Feminism.
the fantasy from?
Feminism.
Like,
Feminism told women that you deserve everything. And if
this
anyone
one
tells
woman
you,
told me I can always date down. I'm just like, bitch, no. When you hit about 50, he might fuck you, but he ain't fucking with you. She was like, what? Yes, he will. I was like, maybe I just know better.
it's one of those things where it's like, look, you can do whatever you want. You can say whatever you want. You can have whatever aspirations you want. But what I can tell you, and what I will tell you, is that there's a law of averages. And so eventually you're going to reach a point in time where you no longer get a ton of things. You know why there's so many old women? And that's kind of going back to Kevin saying, is that men tend to start dying at around our 30s. Our 30s is when the population of men actually starts dying off as, things happen, complications, other stuff. Like men are supposed to be here for a good time, not a long time. But when you get these older women, you meet them and then they tell you about their lives, and oftentimes it's sorrow and hardship and all these other things. I mean, a lot of old guys, they're like, look, man, life has been so great, bro, man. I did this, I did this, I did this, I did this, I did this. And so it's just one of those things where it's like, women joke all the time about, oh, I don't want no 50-year-old guy who's whatever. And it's like, for some of y'all, a guy at 50 years old is going to be the best you can do. Because at the end of the night, your vibrator will not hold you tight. So you're just going to have to get that old guy, and the two of y'all old folks make it work. Because that just is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't. But go ahead, Black Libertarian.
I don't know what women expect. Your beauty doesn't last forever, unfortunately. If we were in a different world where your age and your youth was with you forever, but no, you need to make better decisions about the men you pick, and you need to start thinking in the long term, not the short term. So many women think in the short term, and that's really part of their fucking problem. But at the end of the day, like, no one's going to baby you through this. If you're an ugly, disgusting woman, you're going to stay an ugly, disgusting woman. No one's ever going to help you do this. And no one has to date you. I don't have to fuck you. Riker doesn't have, nobody else in this panel has to stick their penis in you. So I don't know why you feel so entitled to feel that everybody else around you owes you something. If you're unattractive, do something about it. Or be the best version of yourself you can be. Everybody can't change their looks and everybody can't afford to get BBLs, but you can do something. Don't do nothing and expect dudes to kiss your ass. That's absurd. I mean, you're nobody. I know this hurts people's feelings, but in this society, nobody's anybody. There's billions of people here. Stop thinking that highly of yourself and don't start disrespecting yourself, but be realistic. No one has to fuck you. You can keep your little attitude, get older and older, and guess what? No one's gonna stick their dick in you. At some point, you'll get to an age where you realize, fuck, nobody likes me. What am I gonna do? Nothing. And guess who cares? No fucking body. Because there's somebody around the corner that knows how to act and behave, and I can stick my dick in. Get your shit together.
Yeah. We need everybody to get their shit together.
And for you men, talk about men. Like niggas who I don't know how to help men. I don't know. What I don't know the issue that men have with women have with men. Is he not that successful? Does he not dream big? Or what do they want from him? Because it ain't about looks or anything like that with women. It matters, but not as much as niggas think it does. Because you can be an ugly nigga with a fine ass woman. Men, always work on yourself. Keep working on yourself. It's not everybody in goal, but if you make enough to take care of yourself and maybe a couple kids, that's good enough. I don't know. Work on yourself, bro. You're not a perfect product. Okay, let's just say that. Work on yourself.
Exactly. You're not a perfect product. Keep working on yourself, man. And even women, like keep working on yourself. Set realistic, achievable goals. If there's certain things that you want to do, like let's be realistic about it. Don't just think that getting a business will solve your problems. Because for a lot of y'all, your problem is cash flow. Y'all spend more than you fucking bring in. There's no fix for that. There's no business that can change that. There's no job that will curtail that. You got to start spending and staying within your means. And we'll be talking about this more as the recession kicks in, but I don't want to end this on a bad note. So what I want to end it on is a positive note. And that positive note is if you're listening to this right now, we really appreciate you for really rocking with Everyday Black Men Podcast, a podcast for authentic black male thoughts. I've been Riker. He's been Reed. He's been Armstead. Our special guests today were the writer as well as the libertarian, formerly known as Black or Black Libertarian, whichever way you want to say it. We also, of course, had our special guest, which would be Archnemesis that came through.
Oh, Archnemesis.
Yes, and we also had Archnemesis' mother, who started off the podcast because that's how we cut it up. But at the end of the day, we need y'all to spend more time working on yourselves. Let's make sure we get these multiple streams of income going. And also, people, please don't work yourself to death because these jobs will replace you in a heartbeat. And half of us don't work that hard, and we still get the same results as you. So don't be working too hard for these corporations. This is just slave plantations. The next version. Peace.